Hey, this is Toadschlag, and we're going to be talking X's and O's. Today we're going to be talking about goalies, and we're going to go a little more in depth than we did last time. So let's get right down to biscuits and start. Now let's start with footwork. When I'm standing up and I want to move side to side, I have three basic movements I can use. I have the T-push, the shuffle, and the butterfly slide. Now the T-push is where I arrange my skates in a sideways T position. One is vertical and one is horizontal. I push off of my vertical skate onto my horizontal skate. My horizontal skate will then curve around into a vertical position, and I'll plant my other foot and assume the ready position. If this is a little confusing, I've drawn up a little diagram here, so I hope that helps. Now the T-push is good for large adjustments and going side to side really quick. For smaller adjustments, I want to use the shuffle. The shuffle is exactly what it sounds like. I shuffle back and forth on my skates. You make really small adjustments in a really quick amount of time with this. Now the final way I can move from side to side is called the butterfly slide. This is where I push off of one skate into a butterfly position and slide to the other side on my knees. This is good for making saves, but obviously you're dropping to butterfly, so you can't use it if they're not shooting. Now to move forward or backwards, I simply move my skates in an arc, as you can see in the picture. Now by skating this way, it allows me to stay in ready position the entire time I'm moving. Now, when we're talking about a goalie with good footwork, such as Jake Allen, we look at the speed and accuracy with which he can make his adjustments. The more adjustments a goalie makes, the more in position he'll be, and the more in position he is, the more saves he has the opportunity to make. Now, being in position is probably the most important part of being a goalie. Everybody has the reaction time to be a goalie, I like to say, but not everybody can be in position all the time, which is what makes or breaks goalies. Next, we're going to talk about rebound control. Rebound control is critical to taking your goalie game to the next step. Now, when I say rebound control, I don't mean preventing the puck from bouncing off your pads, blocker, or body. What rebound control is all about is making sure that those bounces go into low-scoring areas. Now, to do this, I'm going to angle my pads, blocker, or even contort my body in order to better deflect the puck into the corner where it will hopefully be picked up by a defenseman. This is easier said than done, though, because it requires active thought while you're making the save. In addition, angling your pads means you take up less space overall because your pads are angled backwards. This means that you have to be in position in order to properly make these saves. Last but not least, we're going to talk about goalies and getting in the zone. Now, the most important thing to getting in the zone, as it were, is the first period. You want to face the right amount of shots. Not too much to tire you out, but enough to where you know how the puck's going to play that night and how the offense is going to set up to score on you. This is sometimes a problem with teams with very good defensive units. The goalie will give up bad goals late because he never had time to properly acclimatize to the game. Now, teams with very bad defensive units will give up multiple shots in quick succession. Now, most goalies are going to have a very bad day at the office when this happens, because the first shot almost never gets you. It's the second, third, fourth shot in a row that'll get you almost every time. This is why rebound control is so important, because it allows us to control the flow of the game. And last, but most definitely not least, the golden rule of being a goalie. It's always the defense's fault. I hope you guys learned something on today's X's and O's. Thanks for watching, and let's go Blues.